Umbra Lucis-Shadow of light. The wind, a relentless howling beast, born of frozen wastes and dying stars, tore at Eternus's heavy, fur-lined cloak. Each gust carried the scent of ice and the faint, metallic tang of despair that permeated this blighted realm. He stood precariously at the jagged precipice of a chasm that seemed to cleave the very fabric of existence. Below, fractured plates of glacial ice stretched into an abyss cloaked in swirling, phosphorescent mists, an unsettling luminescence that hinted at the horrors concealed within. Above, a sliver of a moon hung like a skeletal claw in a sky bruised with twilight hues, casting long, distorted shadows that danced with the malevolent energy emanating from across the divide. His eyes, twin embers of an ancient fire, burned with a steady, unwavering light against the encroaching gloom. They were the last vestiges of the Lumina, a race of beings who once walked this world in harmony with the sun, their very essence intertwined with its golden rays. Now only Eternus remained, a solitary sentinel against the tide of shadow that threatened to extinguish the last flickers of life. His gaze was fixed upon the monstrous figure that awaited him on the far side of the icy expanse. The Umbra. The very name tasted like ash and sorrow on his tongue. It was a primordial entity, a being woven from the absence of light, a manifestation of the deepest fears and forgotten nightmares of a dying world. Its colossal form loomed against the bruised sky, a silhouette of pure darkness, its gaping maw an abyssal void that seemed capable of swallowing stars. From its depths emanated a chilling presence, a wave of absolute dread that seeped into the very marrow of Eternus's bones, threatening to extinguish the fragile flame of his resolve. Yet, within Eternus, the embers of his heritage refused to be quenched. He gripped the hilt of his weapon, though it remained unseen, a spectral extension of his will. It was the Lux Eterna, the eternal light, a staff forged in the heart of a dying sun by the ancestors of the Lumina. It existed not in the physical realm, but resonated with his very being, a conduit for the fading light of creation. He could feel its warmth thrumming beneath his fingertips, a defiant pulse against the encroaching cold. He was the last thread in the tapestry of light, the final note in a symphony of hope that had long since faded to a mournful whisper. The weight of a dying world pressed upon his shoulders, the silent screams of vanished civilizations echoing in the desolate wind. He remembered the stories of the great sundering when the Umbra first rose, a shadow that devoured the light and plunged the world into an eternal twilight. He remembered the fall of his people, their radiant forms fading into whispers as the darkness consumed them. He carried their memories, their hopes, and their sacrifices within him, a burning testament to what had been lost and what he now fought to reclaim. The air grew heavy, the phosphorescent mists below swirling with increasing intensity, hinting at the grotesque creatures that lurked beneath the icy surface. He could hear their skittering movements, their guttural growls carried on the wind, a chorus of the encroaching darkness, eager to feast on the last vestige of light. He took a step forward, the ancient ice groaning under the weight of his resolve. Cracks spider-webbed across the frozen surface with each movement, a fragile path leading into the heart of the Umbra's dominion. The journey across the chasm would be perilous, fraught with unseen dangers and the constant assault of the Umbra's suffocating dread. Yet Eternus knew he could not falter. To turn back was to surrender the last spark of hope, to allow the darkness to claim dominion over all. He began his descent into the abyss, a solitary figure silhouetted against the eerie glow of the chasm floor. His glowing eyes, fixed on the looming shadow of the Umbra, were filled not with despair, but with a quiet determination. He was the Umbra Lucis, the shadow of light, and he would not yield. He would carry the fading light of his people into the heart of darkness, a final, desperate gamble to rekindle the lost dawn.